Okay, this recipe is from The Joy of Pickling. So I'm not going to take the time to give you the recipe. But what I will say is that instead of all of the different pickling ingredients she has, if you can find a good pickling mixture. And this is one I pick up from the DeKalb Farmers Market. You may find some elsewhere. It has all the ingredients in it, down to the mustard seed. Now I added, according to the recipe, capers, bay leaves, and that is in here also. So what you want to do, this is eggplant relish, eggplant and tomato relish. You want to chop up your eggplant according to the recipe into pieces about this size. That's about a 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch or so. You want to chop up your tomatoes. You want to chop up your bell pepper and onion. I did the recipe, I multiplied it 6 times. I have 6 times the ingredients that the recipe called for because I just can't do 2 pints. I need to do at least 12, and the recipe is for 2 pints. So I have 6 times the recipe, and I've added all my ingredients. Now I'm going to bring this up to a simmer. I have my vinegar in here, and now I just need to bring it to a simmer before I add it to my jars for processing.
Is that it?
I'm ladling the hot mixture into hot jars. Everything has to be hot. The reason they don't want you to can at home and start doing it commercially is because people were not doing it properly and were getting sick or dying from the lack of proper canning procedures. So you use hot jars and ladle your hot mixture. I just took this off of the burner, and it is hot.
And you were saying something.
Air bubbles out.
You were saying something that it has to simmer. How will people know that it's ready to come off the stove?
It has to simmer for 1 hour.
1 hour? Okay.
All of that is in the recipe.
Okay.
Now, since I got it down, I take and these are hot. I have my kettle here with hot water. And I screw the bands on, finger tight, not too tight. And that is that part.
Okay.
Okay, now I've filled all the jars and I'm putting them in the canner. They're not supposed to touch each other in the canner.
So this is not a pressure canner?
This is a water bath.
Oh, okay.
It will hold 15 jars.
Why are you doing this instead of a pressure canner? What's the difference? What's the different
This
material?
is pickle.
Pickle. Okay.
Vinegar.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Vinegar-based products are considered pickled products, mostly.
Okay, I see bubbles coming out. Is that okay? Is that normal?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. I don't know these things, so don't beat up on me. Just gonna ask some questions.
So once I put them all in the canner, I'll put the lid on. And the water is hot, by the way. Not boiling, but hot. I canned okra the other day, so the water level was still inside the canner. So I just emptied it and put fresh water in. And that way, I did not have to measure.
Then you heated it back up again, not to boiling.
Yes.
Not quite to boiling.
Right.
Okay.
Just so it's hot, because the hot jars, everything has to be hot.
Well, they pick those forks up. The jar, move the jars around hot.
What was that now?
That machine right there. Where you get that at?
Which machine?
What you holding? What you using? What you call that?
This is a jar lifter.
Okay.
You can find those in the canning section.
Okay.
Okay, that's all. How many jars? 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 jars. Now I'll put the top on. That's about, is it 2 inches of water? Above the top. I need to add a little bit. Yeah, I think I do. Okay, now the canner has finished. And you have to, since I'm using portable burner and gas, I have to turn that off and turn it off here and let it sit a few minutes before opening it up. Now I'm ready to remove my jars. Hopefully they have all processed. Looks good.
What are you looking for?
Well, I'm not looking for anything at this point other than making sure all the jars are still sealed.
Are these going to pop the way the other ones do?
Yes, after a while they will begin to pop.
Okay.
That will ensure that they have sealed properly.
When you hear that pop?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, it looks good at least.
Yes, it does.
Any other passing remarks you need to tell them about it?
Keep them out of the draft, because any cold substance or any coldness on the jars at this point would cause the jars to break. So you keep them out of the draft until they have properly sealed.
I heard that
There
pop.
they go.
I heard that.
It's this one
Which one?
here.
That's one to pop?
Mm-hmm. See, the seal
Mm-hmm.
has gone down.
Mm-hmm. So that little hump in it, that's the seal part, and then when it goes down, when it pops, it'll shrink.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And I tell people whenever they're buying canned goods in the store to check that.
Mm.
Because, you know, people are crazy now. And they will tamper with things.
Okay. Anything else you
Top
need?
on. That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum.